And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our next series, so the quarterfinals here of the WardiTV Monday number 31. Welcome to our PVZ. This morning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ducklings, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg. Representing Team Falcons, it is Rogue. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we do jump into our fresh best of 3. Here we go. Okay, welcome on to Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the newer TLMC maps. I'll be honest, is a map that we actually didn't really get to cover too much of during the TLMC 20 run. So I'm happy to see more of it here and now. Definitely has an interesting layout and an interesting setup. The tank positioning here on top of the ramp in the main base isn't really set up to protect the ramp or the entrance here on the right hand side. So an interesting setup here. Meanwhile, we do have our third locations on the right and left hand sides. We have one on the low ground here, which is looking to be a little bit more exposed. There is thankfully a choke point that you can try to make use of. You have some high ground here as well. Here towards the left, it looks like, yeah, once again we have some more defendable locations, more so than on some of these other maps, I should say. Interesting. It's a little bit more wide open, that is true, but unlike on some other maps, there's no entry point here straight into the natural, so you can centralize your defenses either on the left or right hand side thanks to these rocks. Once the rocks get knocked down, then it's a different issue, it's a different story. But overall, more secure on 4 bases. The 5th base is very isolated. Like, the 5th base is a lot more out in the open, at least towards the left-hand side. Here on the right-hand side, maybe it's a little bit more natural to expand linearly over here instead. Likewise, we have destructible minerals. You can knock down these towers. You can destroy the mineral patches, destroy the gold, destroy the regular patches as well, which is a unique feature, for sure. Destroy all the minerals. Makes it very risky to try to take the hybrid base, for sure. Meanwhile, for the time being, standard Stargate opener out of MaxPax. Likewise, Road going for the unnatural natural as we're settling in. Here we go. As we have our 3rd base on the way, but now just droning, saturating. It does threaten a shade. So Rogue is keeping up. And again, right now, Max actually just scouting. He checks for the expansion. He should check for the gases. Check for saturation. He wants a drone kill. Oh, gets one. Not bad. One drone goes down. Just the one for the time being. This Rogue does pull away. Sorry, MaxPax does pull away. Does pull back. Gonna be the initial Oracle opener. From here, we should be seeing a 3rd base. And we'll keep an eye on the timing of the Twilight Council. As things that you rotate around, they will not quite delay the expansion. Very close. Lings are forced back. We have 10 more Lings in production. Looks like Rogue does want to apply some pressure and wants to ideally get some pickoffs here. At this point, it would be too late to delay the base. As the depth stays shade into the mineral line, drone's going to be going down. Oh, it's going to be 2, 3, 4 workers already. Yeah, 5 drone kills. Lings, they were just a little bit too late to defend against the adepts. MaxPax taking advantage of the chaos. Early Eva chamber here out of Rogue. This should be for +1 melee. This looks like Ling Hydra out of Rogue. Lings, they counterattack, but alas, back at home there is an Oracle. Twilight Council's on the way. We should be seeing a Forge momentarily, but now 7 in total. Jesus. 7 kills. There's the Forge. The Forge is late for MaxPax. It looks like he was distracted by the Oracle harass. So a little bit of a slip up there. Does mean delayed upgrades. Upgrades are delayed. Rogue does pull away. Going into Burrow. Okay, that's a little bit more unique. Interesting. Like, plus on melee makes plenty of sense going into Ling Hydra, but Depth says Shade back into the middle line, getting another 3 drone kills, getting him to 4, getting him to 5. Oh god. 5 workers go down. Rogue taking a lot of losses early on. So really rough early game here for Rogue. And we'll see if he can recover. As MaxPax is not done, ideally he wants to deny the 4th base. Rogue keys up against the wall. Stalkers, they push in. Ling's going for a massive counterattack instead, which means the base is going to be denied. It's going to be cancelled. And MaxPax, he can always recall if need be, but a couple of Stalkers, all it needs, all it takes. He defends the 3rd. The natural is a little bit more exposed. So MaxPax's army is safe. He's pulling Rogue apart, catching out Overlords, shaving off Lings. And things are looking dire here for Rogue. They're looking very dire. He invested so heavily into this Ling round by and it achieves nothing. He gets maybe 1 Stalker. I think he got 1 Adept kill. Lost the 4th base. Now he's double expanding. Rogue is getting desperate. And more Lings in production. And MaxPax, he rotates. He wants that 4th base for a 2nd time. There's the shield battery on the way. Lings, they hit the natural. 4th base under fire. Do we have a warp in? We don't need it. Jeez. Doesn't need the warp in. Stalkers, they blink away. The expansion is going to be denied. More Lings, they hit the 3rd base. But again, MaxPax, he should be fine against this. Assuming he turns back around. There's the recall. Okay, recalls back home. He shuts down all the Lings. He got what he wanted. GG gets called. And MaxPax will claim game number 1 and take a lead in the series. GG. A very rough game there for Rogue. Rogue, he was shut down at every turn. Remember, he lost 7 drones at the start of the game. That was insane damage. And it wasn't just that he lost 7 workers. He kept going for Ling counterattacks. Like, he just kept going for them. And unfortunately, they weren't getting any value. And that meant that even more economic damage was being done. Because he wasn't droning, he was making 10 Lings at a time, which could have otherwise been drones. So it just wasn't worth it there. Rogue, he was very committed. Towards the end, when he lost his 4th base, he did commit to another run by, and the run bys, they got no damage. In the end, GG. GG well played. It just fell too far behind. And with that, we're getting ready for game number 2. Game 2 is going to be on Incorporeal. Okay, let's go. Getting into Incorporeal. Good night, morning greetings from Dinamérica. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal, Manuel? ¿Qué tal? Bienvenidos. So we're getting into our next game. Oh, ahí están. Good morning. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Psystorm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, top left hand corner, we have the red Zerg player representing Team Falcons from South Korea. It is Rogue. Here we go. Are getting to our next game. Getting to our next setup here. And again, Incorporeal is another one of these maps that we haven't really seen too much of as of late, so we'll see what kind of features we are able to indulge in here. For now, we do have our main and our natural base setup. We do have this time a much more open area. As a reminder, last game we did have rocks kind of closing in the natural, protecting the natural base and securing it to make it a little bit more easier to to build up on a 3 and 4 base setup. Here the bases are more spread out. Bases are more spread out, they're more open as well, just because you have multiple entry points here towards the linear third base as opposed to only the 1 point in the last game. So here you can come in from multiple angles, multiple surrounds. Likewise here as well, much more wide open. It's on the low ground as well. There's like 3 angles of attack. So as opposed to the previous map, yeah, Incorporeal does have a lot more avenues here. I would say is a little more advantageous to aggressing players. It's still a large map, don't get me wrong. Still longer rush distance by ground. Because of that, I believe ground-based pushes like dedicated queen-based pushes are going to be deterred. We also have the center Zonaga, very unique feature here. You can take over the Zonaga from either side, either end here of the tower. Interesting. I still don't fully understand what this area is for. When we were going over all the new maps in TLMC, this did catch our attention here. Like this, like an alcove on the right hand side, at the triangular third location, which is interesting to say the least. Like to me, what this looks like a prime like Nidus location, like Nidus swarm host sort of thing. Like that, it feels like that's like all it's all it would be used for. Or I guess technically you can also use this to protect your main, with sensor towers or with turrets, or with link stalkers as well to catch out drops. True, I suppose. It's interesting. It just stands out. So now it is going to be a Stargate opener out of MaxPax once again. Standard play. Roki will saturate his base. Overall, I would say that coming into this map, it is a little bit more difficult to be the defender as opposed to the previous one. We'll see if a rogue finds anywhere near as much damage or more damage than last game. Adepts are forced back. Lings, they're looking for the Adepts, they will miss them. Doubling back around. They run into the Adepts, they run into the Oracle. Lings, they get shaved off. Rogue is checking for the third. And, ooh, this is going to be a Twilight Council to gateway explosion on 2 bases. Oh my god. MaxPax. Okay, very aggressive here. He goes for a delayed third base in favor of production, in favor of tech. This does scream Glaive Adepts. Oh boy. Yeah, very committed here from MaxPax. And it's going to be on Rogue to figure out what's going on. Now, as a reminder, what happened last game? Last game, Rogue, he went fast Evo Chamber plus 1 melee into Ling Hydra. He skipped Roaches. Last game, Rogue did skip Roaches. If he skips Roaches again, then Rogue is going to be in a lot of trouble. As we mentioned, there are those Glaive Adepts. And I don't see a Roach Warren. I don't see a Roach Warren yet. We could see one here at 5 minutes. But for now, we're still on 1 gas. We're not pulling in. Oracles, they threaten to dive. And, oh, it's going to be Lair first. Lair first, now gases. This does look like... Oh, thankfully, safety Roach Horn here from Rogue at the 5-minute mark. But there's still going to be a lot of Adepts. And it's not about having the Roach Horn, it's about actually making Roaches and having them ready. Now, the rush distance by ground is still quite long. So that is going to favor Rogue. It means it takes longer to get across the map. It means there's a higher chance he scouts what's going on. Does see some Adepts, but that wasn't enough of a tell. As MaxPax, he commits. Rogue, he does have some Lings. He has some SimCity. He has a Tumor blocking the wall, though. Adepts, they shit past. Yeah, they just rush past the army. The wall is open. Dives on the queens. Gets one. Yeah, he gets one queen. Going for the other. Oracle's under fire. Oh, stasis goes off. And MaxPax, he should be able to clean up these Lings. Trying to go for the queen. Shedding to the bases. Gets a couple of warfare kills so far, but nothing major. It looks like Roki should hold. He should survive. Did sustain a lot of losses, but no major economic damage. Jeez, losing up to 40 Lings. And there are more Adepts. Yeah, more Adepts are coming in. They shade towards the right-hand side. Drones, they pull away. Adepts, they get more damage done at the natural. And this is nice damage here by MaxPax, but again, not game-ending. Not yet. Oh, God. As he's locked down. It's going to be locked down. Well, they do get away. And Rogue, after sustaining all that damage, he's not droning. He's not droning up, he's not redroning, he's not getting a fourth base, he's not macroing from here. What do we go for? A drop load all in. We're going for what looks to be a German taxi. And we have Overlord speed done. Drop loads, they load up the queens, and it's all or nothing for Rogue. One way or another, the game ends. Either he breaks MaxPax or he dies trying. He's gonna send it. MaxPax still has control of the center of the map. Lings, they get spotted. MaxPax, he will shut this down. But now that MaxPax is distracted, attention here towards the left-hand side. Main army through the center. MaxPax, he does notice, he knows. He's fully aware what's going on. He rotates over, setting up stasis traps. Stasis traps on the way. Oh! I'll say knock it down. Decent stasis here on the queens. Queens getting caught out, while some of them do connect. And again, it's all or nothing. Rogue, he does have a decent sized army. Storm is done. Oh, good. Storm is done. And Storm will shut this down. Massive storms on the Roach Ravager. Ah, no. Rogue trying to survive, trying to hold on here. As he's pushing through. Bleeds out a lot of roaches. Archons morph in. Oof, wow, does connect. Rogue pushing forward. Oh, there's still just so many stalkers. And soon MaxPax, he can just dive on top of this army. Force the league away. Rogue maintaining his position, still reinforcing. Gets some damage done on the Nexus. But he's bleeding out roaches. These are expensive losses here for Rogue. Bleeds out roaches, bleeds out Ravagers, and MaxPax, he has held. At this point, he's held. Moves forward. GG gets called. Rogue, he's out of steam, and MaxPax will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. MaxPax, he will claim the series, will advance on. Again, Rogue, after the Adept build, after the Adept aggression, Rogue did sustain some losses, but he did make the decision to just turn that into an all-in. Unfortunately, MaxPax, he saw it coming ahead of time. He was more than ready for it. He had so many Blink Stalkers. He had Storm finishing up as well, which was crazy. And some very nice control there in the defense at that third base. Again, MaxPax, he just cleanly dealt with the army. The Roach Ravager never really got any damage done, didn't really trade well against the Stalkers, didn't get into the mineral line, just, yeah, didn't really achieve much here with that all in. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we are now getting ready. Oh. We're getting ready here for the semifinals.